Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for listening. My name is Eric Music, and if you like the show or it has helped your business in any way, I invite you to please consider supporting the show by visiting the subscription boxshow.locals.com. There you're going to get exclusive content, exclusive videos, all kinds of fun stuff we do there with our community that is found nowhere else. And you can join for free, or you can consider supporting the show for as low as $5 a month. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hey.
Hey, Chelsea, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, we're live now, right?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So not live, like it's gonna get published and edited to a certain degree, but like the video and everything, it's just like, so you got the notification that it's recording. So we're just gonna kind of jump right into it. So welcome back. It's been what, over a year?
Yeah. I see your hair's longer. And...
Yeah, I've been growing out I've got the long hockey hair again, and I've got hair on my face now, which last time I didn't. So yeah, a lot of things have have changed. How about you? What's new? You're still in Montreal?
Still in Montreal, yeah. Well, lots new actually. I mean, like I think you heard, we just launched our new website. I'm actually working at a company called, last time we talked, I was with Billy Social, working in social there, as well as doing Little Life Box, but now I'm doing e-commerce at Squish Candies. So that's a whole new challenge.
Cool.
So definitely got a lot on my plate.
Yeah, no kidding. So tell me about that. When did you start that new position?
It's been about a year now, almost a year.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've been through so much, lots of changes on the website, lots of exciting projects. And one of them is actually the subscription project, which is a subscription envelope.
Oh, cool. So are you heading that whole project then? Because with your background?
Yeah. I was kind of the main one on the project. And we launched that, I think, last fall. So it's still pretty new. But it's really exciting. It's a new kind of cool concept. It's once every 2 months. It's it's not the only one on the market, but there's not many of this kind that's just like focused on gummies specifically. So it's exciting, and it's allowing me also to test a new platform. Well, we're using Shopify, but bold subscriptions, right? With Little Life Box, where we use recharge. So now I'm kind of getting experience on both and being able to see both platforms. So that's cool.
Cool. So which one? I'm not gonna put you on the spot to say which one do you prefer, but just like what's the the biggest differences you see between the two?
I would say that, both of them are great. Bold is definitely like a powerhouse in terms of apps with Shopify. Like they don't just have the subscription app, they have a store locator app, they have a bunch of great ones. So they're really good when it comes to apps in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it depends on what the company's needs are. Like for Little Life Box, we're a subscription company, and recharge, that's all they do. It's subscription focused. So I would say for Little Life Box, it's perfect because it's a subscription business. So we really need an app that's got the biggest capabilities for that.
Okay.
Versus Bold it's just not a subscription focused company. But neither is Squish. So it kind of works perfectly for Squish's side. So I would say there's positives to both. Yeah.
Are you guys using, do you know the V1 or the V2 model of their subscriptions?
That's a good question. I can't remember. I'd have to go check. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, because they do too. Like the V1, the version 1 is the one we use still. But we've been also looking at going to recharge, but there's just like a lot of I'm scared, but there's some things that I'm worried about with the bold stuff in the V1. And some of the things we love about it that we can't go. So we were just going to go to V2, but then some of the V2 stuff doesn't offer, like you can't there's not the same offerings of V1. So I'm like, oh, I thought it was just going to be all the same offerings of V1, but even more upgraded checkout. So you can use the Shopify checkout. So right now there's like
Shopify checkout.
Right. So right now, like if you look at our V1, we don't have a Shopify checkout. So there's like a different checkout if you go through our subscription flow than if you want to go through our shop, for example. So those things we don't like. And I think that's one of those things we were looking at, talking to a Shopify expert on how to maybe move stuff to eventually recharge, but we're not sure yet. We're kind of on the fence, and I don't know. We'd have to build that in the background, I think, while we continue to keep growing. So yeah, I hate tech stuff. Like, to be quite honest, I wish you could just pay someone a ton of money to just manage it all for me. I'm done with
That
this.
whole side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gummy, sorry, it's squish, but like squish gummies.
Yeah. Squish candies.
Squish candies.
Actually, I have the Spring Little Life box here with me. I have the squish gummies and envelope. If ever you wanted me to show you,
yeah, let's see it. Yeah, for sure. Let's show it for people who like to watch it on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could see it here.
Oh,
got
cool.
Little gummies there, and it's like bubble paper.
Yeah.
So, and it's fully compostable, the packaging, which is really cool too.
Is it from No Issue?
The company?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I wasn't in charge of like the whole packaging side. That's
it's beautiful
the whole
packaging
other department. Though, yeah, it's great. Like they did all the design and everything. And so Squish Candies has been around for a while. It's a women-owned Montreal-based company that sells gourmet candies, and it has honestly like one of the biggest selection of vegan gummies that I don't know of any other company that has this many vegan like flavors of gummies.
Okay, I would have assumed all gummies were vegan. Like I didn't realize there was animal byproduct in gummies.
Yeah, the gelatin.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the little candies look like this. So like the pack in the subscription envelope, you get 4 different ones every 2 months. So it allows you to just try a bunch of different flavors every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with like collectible stickers and also like a little sample for you to try of another type of gummy.
Interesting. Do you guys ship all over the States too, or is it just Canadian based? States as well.
No, States as well.
Oh, cool. And let's see your little. Actually, before we talk about your little life box, I'm just gonna actually officially introduce you. We have here Chelsea Brennan from Little Life Box. She's in a Canadian subscription box entrepreneur, which she's been on the show before. And I apologize, I don't remember the last. Do you remember your episode number by chance? If people want to go back and listen to it,
I don't remember it off
that's
my
okay.
head like that. But
but just if you go into your Spotify or Apple podcast and you just put in Chelsea Brennan and subscription, it'll come up as the first one. I know that for sure. So welcome back. Thanks for doing this. And for those of you guys, I'm going to look directly into the screen here, right into you guys. If you're listening to this, please head over. I want you guys to check out the new locals community, because the locals communities were kind of like where everything happens now with the show. So if you want exclusive content, if you want to be able to reach out to some of our guests and myself a lot quicker, and other people that listen to the show, the place to do it is on Locals. If you don't know what Locals is, it's not a dating app. It kind of sounds like a dating app, doesn't it? Like, to me, it's it's like, I'm not on Locals it's not a dating app. So think Patreon. So it's a kind of a way to get in touch with like creators like myself and other creators. So you can actually look for other creators on there as well. But my direct link, if you want to go check that out, and you can join for free or become a paid supporter, you can go to the subscription boxshow.locals.com. And of course, that's always, if you're listening to this on YouTube, it's always at the bottom of the page here. You'll always see that link there, so you can do that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the videos, subscribe and hit the bell button. That really helps. It's a brand new YouTube channel, so it really just helps us to kind of get on the top. When we first launched the YouTube channel, Chelsea, I was typing in the subscription box show, and I was like, page, I don't know, like it was so far down. I'm like, really? There's not, but it was just like, so now I think we're like the second thing that comes up, which is good. So keep subscribing, keep liking the videos. We're producing them every week. We're going to put these up there. So if you like to watch it while you work, like I like to do now, I used to be an audio only. So I don't know where you fall into this. I used to be strictly audio. But now I kind of have like my phone next to me, and I'll have like my podcast. That if you have a YouTube channel, I like to just kind of like watch it as I'm working. So I don't know if that's you as well.
Yeah, same. It depends, I guess, how how much focus I need for the task that I'm doing on the side.
Fair.
Sometimes it'll be like just like ambiance sound, but it's you know what? Recently I've been doing that with walking or jogging. I mean, it's spring weather, but like this winter I've been going down to the gym on the treadmill and enjoying actually just putting my phone and watching YouTube while jogging or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like, but there is, yeah, when I'm driving, obviously, if I'm doing some yard work in the summer, I love just plugging in and listening to you because it's like
Listening.
mindless work, right? If I'm even helping out in the kitchen and doing dishes or whatever, I'll pop something in
Mm-hmm.
my ear and just kind of listen because it's mindless work where you can still listen. So, but so if you're listening to this, please do the same on Spotify. You can, if you've listened to at least one episode, I want to say, if you're on Spotify, you can go and actually, like, there's like a rating system there on Spotify now where you can just click on the star and it takes literally 2 seconds. You just click on a boom and you don't even have to write anything as a review. You just put 5 star and it's done for Spotify. If it's an Apple podcast, same thing. You just go down, rate and review takes a second to do. And those things really do help the show. So appreciate that in advance for doing that. And yeah, but more importantly, I would say, not more importantly, but just as important, check out the locals community. We're really trying to grow that there. It's kind of like, think of it like replacing Facebook. And the reason is because Facebook algorithms are tough to crack. So I don't know if you're seeing this in like Facebook groups. Like, so we have in the, never mind like our subscription box Facebook group, but like our subscription box show, like the podcast Facebook group has like over 1,100 people. And when you post something, it doesn't even reach, excuse me, like it takes all that work to build this community and you can't even reach them anymore. Like they're so focused on you boosting posts and paying for like your own people. I mean, it's their platform. So, but like we put all this work and you can't even reach your own people. So like I'll post
Yeah.
something in the group and it has like has no outreach. So to battle that, that's why we're joining things like locals. So like we are sort of getting away from the Facebook group stuff. So come and join us on locals where there's no algorithms like that. Just everybody gets to see everything. Yeah. So yeah, you can join for free or pay. So appreciate that. So yeah. So I don't know if you've ever heard of locals, but yeah, you should check it out. It's kind of a neat thing. And I think we even might be doing something like that with our subscription box now to beat kind of that algorithm. It's like it's more of a free speech platform, I want to say, where I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It's a platform where you don't have to like boost your own content. My goodness, for the community you've built. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Are you seeing the same thing or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I don't know about closed Facebook groups. Like I don't have any closed Facebook groups. I had heard that it was the best way to actually reach your community if you want like, but definitely Facebook, like Instagram, like the algorithms just screwed up a little bit,
Yeah.
it's a little I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I feel like you can't like my opinion is you can't not be on it because there's still a community there and it's
Yeah.
still a way to like showcase, especially visually, your brand and your message. But it's definitely hard to reach people now. And even the ads, okay, we're ready to pay for ads. But now the whole change with iOS means that we can't reach most of the people that are on iPhone, which
I know.
is crazy.
Which is still the majority. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's made even paying hard. And I respect the whole privacy thing and everything, but yeah, it's a very challenging time, I think, for digital marketers right now.
Yeah, I was reading an article. I'm trying to let's see if I can maybe try to. Where did I read it? It was yesterday, but it was I don't know if it was on LinkedIn or it was an email I got, but it was basically saying, "Is this the tide where?" I think it was LinkedIn, and I'll maybe put in the show notes after Junard if I try to remind me maybe it was talking about like is it are we finally like have we reached a peak? And essentially what it was saying was like have we reached a peak in paid advertising, social media paid advertising, and you might start to see it go down now because as everything
Mhm.
starts opening up, um, people are going to are craving to go back to retail. So we thought retail was over, and now retail is making a comeback, and I think it's great. By the way, like
Mhm.
I want to have our stuff in a physical location where people can touch and feel your products and whatever, right? Like, and I think this was going to ultimately help um, brands like us to have a more affordable paid advertising. So if it starts to go down and as TikTok figures out their algorithm, it's going to balance out hopefully that Facebook ad stuff because yeah, it's really tough. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You still need it, right? Because I mean, if the tap's turned off, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, where's the members coming in? So yeah, you need them, but I think there's gonna be a nice blend. And man, if I can find that article, actually, I don't know if you have any comments on that. What you think about that? I'm gonna kind of look for it here.
Yeah, I find it very challenging right now. I mean, the whole TikTok advertising is also kind of new. So, but I still think maybe it's too new. I don't know. I haven't really I tested it much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually watched a whole Pinterest presentation recently. It's like their overview of the year and what's coming and new features. And, like I feel like it's a platform that not maybe we tend to forget about, but when you think about it, it's such a positive platform. It's a place where people go, you're not like on it to compare yourself with others. You're on it to plan and inspire yourself. And I feel like maybe that's a little avenue to take for brands that aren't there yet, to
fair.
kind of get away from the Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so I think I found the post here. Let me just see if this is it here. Yeah, I think this might be it. The direct-to-consumer craze is slamming into reality. I think that's one of it. It was from Robbie. I don't know if you've ever read her stuff. She contributes to things like CNBC and lots of big subscription platforms. Her name is Robbie Baxter. She was actually on the show before. She does a lot, but it talks just about how like people are going back to retail, and some of the hottest. It says like they were in the hottest names in text like Warby Parker, Stitch Fix. So we know those ones, right? Allbirds are pioneering a new form of retail. So, anyways, I'll link that in there. Now that I have it, I'll link it in the show notes for you guys if you want to have a look at that. But I found it interesting because it's like, yeah, people are fed up with paying these, crazy customer acquisition costs. I mean, it's forced us to get creative and create a better brand. I'll give you that. I'll give them that. Right? We've had to really find a creative ways to acquire customers, but it's been really tough. It's not like, acquiring customers back apparently in the days of the 2015, 16s, right? Where, people didn't even care about churn necessarily because you were just the customers were coming in. When did you guys launch again? Were you of that old?
2014.
Okay, so you would have seen like kind of like the heydays of how has that changed over the years? It must be frustrating. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, things have changed so much in the I would say digital marketing space industry as well. I mean, like so many new subscriptions popping up now. It's crazy. But yeah, back then, not much competition and, like not much in terms of tech to help us make it happen. But it's definitely better in some ways and more complicated in others, especially with social media. Back then, the algorithm was like completely open. So it was amazing. Like we were seeing so many results just from our efforts on Instagram and Facebook. And
imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even an Instagram group, right? You got to boost posts and do different things and really get paid. You got to pay to get in front of your own people, basically, is what I'm seeing now. And it's pretty frustrating. So, but you need it. You need to have a presence there. So you need to still do it. Are you guys still a quarterly box, Chelsea?
Yes. So
let's see it. You said you had the spring box available there in front of you?
Yeah, I do actually.
For the viewers on the YouTube channel.
Haven't even really shown it. It's going to be one of the first times we show the spring box.
Oh, nice.
So it's just like an open box.
Well, tell us about your box for those who are watching this, because we have a lot of female viewers and listeners. So let's.
Yeah. So basically, the Life Box is a seasonal subscription. It's self-care in a box, wellness focused, and it's a mix of everything. So we wanted something that included snacks, beauty, skincare, wellness, instead of having to choose one or the other. It's just a mix of everything. And our subscription, you could prepay for the year, or you could just go on a seasonal basis from season to season. The price, depending on the plan, ranges from $44.95 to $49.95. And the value right now, we've been hitting like over 140 in value.
Wow, that's impressive.
Like for 2-3 seasons straight. So it's a pretty high valued box. Yeah, and it's just a great way to discover a bunch of new healthy brands. The focus is really Canadian as well. And the goal is to help you try and discover new brands in a fun and affordable way.
Yeah, I love it. When is your spring? I'm trying to think of when the spring box, when does it go out? So it times well with.
So it's out now.
Okay, it is.
It's been out since March 1st.
Okay.
And so we're running it. So it's 3 months now, but we are thinking about changing our like bringing the seasons up by a month. Because especially like
Up like
If you're
to April or
following,
back up to like February?
yes.
April.
No, no, sorry, back up to, so this technically the spring box would start in February.
In February. Okay.
Yeah, because we feel like it's like people get excited. People are excited for the next season. They're looking forward. So in December, cool, you're in winter. January, you're in winter. But like come February, even though you're still technically in winter, you're excited for spring
Yeah.
already. You
Oh
want to
yeah.
look forward to that.
Okay.
So
So how would that work with the seasonal stuff with the 3 months or 4 months, or how does that just push everything back?
yeah,
Everything gets
push
pushed back.
everything back a month. So we would have to, obviously, like it's going to be a little bit complicated on the technical side to, push everybody up by a month. And we might lose some people who, might not want that. But I think it's going to be the best for marketing, and that might start in for the fall for fall. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what your Februarys are like in Montreal, but here we still got like 10 feet of snow everywhere. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how's the weather right now in Montreal. Nice.
It's actually quite nice. Yesterday, it went up to 19 degrees.
What?
Yeah.
19,
So people
19?
were like running outside shirtless and
Holy moly.
yeah, yeah,
You guys have
yeah.
no snow left, obviously.
Well,
Of course.
actually quite a bit of snow, but we
It's
have the odd day here and there that's warm, but it fluctuates to see, yesterday was 19. Today, I think we're down to like 4 or 5. And
okay.
then we'll probably be snow and minus 15 tomorrow. So
That's crazy. Canadian Springs. Yeah. Yeah. Here
yeah.
it's finally nice, but it takes a long time to melt. We had so much snow this year. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're definitely excited that it's actually most days will at least get to zero now. We're hovering around zero for the next week, which
Oh,
is
that's
nice.
great.
So things are
Yeah.
melting. Yeah, it's nice. Big sunny day today. So it's good. And the sun this time of year just feels hotter, right? It's like, it's
Yeah.
nice out. So yeah, I'm going to probably spend some time out shoveling snow off the deck today just to see if I can get down. It's like, it's as high as the door. And I'm like, it's this time
Wow.
of year, it's like, it gets really heavy. Like, so I'm like, I hope my deck, we have
Yeah.
a composite deck. So I'm thinking it can hold, but I don't want to take the chance. So
You
anyways,
never know.
yeah, you really never know. So okay, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. Did you guys ever consider going to a monthly subscription, or you just love the quarterly? Because you guys are kind
We
of like,
actually were monthly. We were monthly. We made the switch to seasonal 2 years ago. 2 years ago, three
okay,
maybe.
that's right. And I
Yeah.
remember we did talk about that, did we, on the last one? Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a lot of success with the monthly subscription. It was just not a model that was meant to last for us anyways, and for what we want to provide to the clients. It was just monthly. Our box had too much stuff to the point where the customer was like, listen, I can't stay on for more than 3 months because I've still got stuff from my second or first box that I haven't even gone through yet.
Mm.
And it was getting more and more tough to procure on our side. And so this was just the perfect formula. And although the growth is slower for the seasonal subscription, it's more sustainable. And we find that people are we very rarely, if ever, have any complaints. And people are just generally more happy with the box. It has more value, and it's like a real gift to yourself once every 3 months, rather than just like constantly receiving boxes full of smaller things, less value.
Feeling rushed to use them, right? I know Christine had a self-care box. I think seasonal she's received before the maple box. I don't know if you've ever heard that one.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, so Catherine, she was on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's so opposite side. She's in the West Coast, but similar, not similar, but it's like I think their slogan is something like True North Luxury. So it's like a more luxurious box, but same thing. Like you pamper yourself in really quality items, eco-friendly items, right? Obviously, they're in British Columbia, so beautiful box as well. So, but again, makes sense to have it on the quarterly for them as well because self-care. I really agree with you. Like I think self-care stuff, whether it's like FabFitFun or Little Life box, would you consider, is that like a competition to you or no? Is that like in the same, or not really?
In a way, but they're really more lifestyle. Like
Lifestyle box, okay.
they have like real, like they'll have household items, they'll have scarves, and not to say that we won't have that, but we're not like that much lifestyle. It's really more product focus and things that are easy to use on a daily basis. Snacks as well. I don't think that FabFitFun has snacks. in their box. I think
Okay.
they might have the odd like collagen or whatever, but definitely people that we look up to in terms of like success and model and everything like
Sure.
that. But I don't think we're direct competition.
Yeah. But again, like it's a type of box where I think makes sense to be quarterly, right? Like think your app, so the recharge app that you use for Little Life Box, do you guys, is that so the built-in you can prepay it or pay on a monthly? That's all set up through that app? Excuse me. Yeah, it is, eh? Is it
Yeah.
yeah, do you guys target a lot of gifting? Do you think a lot of people do gifting for it?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do have a lot. And we've actually recently incorporated the gift option. When you subscribe, you can select it as a gift, and uh, um, a thing pops up that asks you to put the message in. So you can type in a personal message to the person,
Oh, cool.
which
And
is
that,
great for gifting.
yeah. Do you guys have that at the checkout or is that pre-checkout? The note? Because I know with Bold, we have something similar. You can put a note, but it's like just before the checkout, it kind of like, I don't know, how do you call it? Like it goes over, like you kind of like glance over what you have. I forget my French and my
Like
English.
the cart.
Yeah, just before the cart, and then you go in the cart, but then
Yeah.
your note's already done by that time. You don't do it at the cart, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 No, us is really just right there. When you pick your subscription, you have the option to check the gift note. It requires custom coding, but we thought it was really important for it to be like um, a check that you click, yes, I want to send it as a gift, rather than just like whatever the app provides you, which is at checkout. And sometimes it's not easy to see for customers.
That's true. We had to do some custom stuff as well, even with Bold. Yeah, like similar, like because gifting is such a huge part, but it wasn't obvious that they're picking a gift, so we had to kind of like go through it. So, how about your site? Have you guys worked on any trends for the sites that you guys have done to make it more conversion friendly lately?
Yeah, well, we've upgraded to Shopify 2.0, which is
Ooh,
basically like the new version of Shopify.
fancy. Yeah.
So we're definitely noticing, like in terms of theme and style, it's sexier, and it's got a lot more, like it's faster. It's just a great overall upgrade.
Yeah.
And we've put everything on one page. So
Is it
the goals
littlelifebox.com or CA? Sorry.
.com. And yeah, it's just like everything's on one page.
Hey, it's you.
It's me.
Cool. Let's.
Yeah.
So I'm screen sharing it. So if you're watching this on, if you're listening to this, I should say, I'm just kind of going through. So yeah, this is another reason to go watch it on YouTube sometimes because I do these screen shares just to kind of see. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, take us through your site here. Let's see. Check it out.
Yeah. So you've got like a couple of featured brands there from the spring box.
Okay.
And so just a little, obviously there's buttons that you can click on, but if you stay on the home page, you can just do like the flow of when you go down, like everything's just there in one place. You can subscribe directly on the home page and it's checkout. That's it.
That's it.
So
Yeah,
the
you
goal
keep
was really
simplify.
to simplify, put the values up front, and the less clicks possible. We're also featuring the products featured inside directly on the homepage with the value of each product, how it works. And there's the send it as a gift option. So you can select that and put a personal message.
So that's that click box you
And
talk about send it as a gift there. Like that's what you're talking about there, right?
yeah, exactly.
I love it. Yeah, we finally went to free shipping as well. Um, we had to. It was just it was people just there's too much bouncing, and it's almost impossible as a Canadian company with shipping rates. We can maybe talk about shipping and what you guys are doing there. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Shipping stuff.
Do you see mostly people like prepay or is it split? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I would say that it was probably split. Surprisingly enough, like there's a lot of people that like the prepaid option. We offer a discount. I mean, it's not crazy, the discount. It's $5 per season. But at the end of the day, I think that a lot of customers enjoy the peace of mind of prepaying and not having to have a charge go through every 3 months. Even though, I mean, you with the seasonal subscription, you can cancel anytime. The prepaid one, you can't, but at least it's done. It's paid for, especially for gifting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to think about it again. It ends after the 1 year. And we've also included like pass boxes now. So for example, if we don't sell out of our seasonal box, we'll put our pass boxes for sale as a one-time purchase. So people can also gift pass boxes.
Oh, cool. Love that. Yeah, very streamlined, very clean. I love it. Have you ever, like, I've been playing around with the idea of going with like you got these checkout apps now. I don't know if you've seen those where it's like it even makes the checkout faster. I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh, wow.
So like, for example, because I got the same, like I got Shopify, right? So it'll look something similar. So rather than having like all these things to fill out, like it does something, I don't know, like I haven't played, I don't know enough about it, I guess I should say.
Is it like Shop Pay?
No, I think that's something different, right? So Shop Pay is like an app where, yeah, it's through, that's the one through Shopify, right? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like the purple one that if you're logged into your email, it's got your information saved and all you have to do is like click checkout. And
okay, that might be part of it then. I think that's something like that, but there's like, yeah, that's probably a type of something similar, but there's like apps dedicated to having like the checkout even more easier. So somehow it just knows I guess it must autofill or something. I'm not too sure how it works, but because you still need to have the address, you still need to have your email. But I think most people have already put that in at some point on their, I think if you've done it on your device, it knows. I don't know. So either way, cool. Nice looking site. The Shopify 2.0, was that pretty costly to get to that or no?
No, I don't think there's actually any charge. It's really just merging. It's really just taking the time to switch the site over to the new version of Shopify.
Cool. What about offers? Do you guys do anything kind of like when it comes to offers to kind of help your customer acquisition costs lower, or you don't need to? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I mean, for a long time we didn't, but at the end of the day, we've got there's a lot out there. People have a limited amount of money to spend on subscriptions. And I know there's some people that are like subscription fans and they've got like
that's what
tons.
They do.
Yeah, but it's still limited the amount of money they can spend. So we have no choice but to do the odd thing. And so we try to keep it less like dollars off and more added value. So for example, like we're doing things like in the spring box, 400 of our random members will be receiving a sample of Squish candies, the vegan version.
Yeah.
And there's another one, like 200 of our other members will be receiving like a sample of a really nice face toner. Things that are fun like that. Right now we have a big promotion on that's actually, if you subscribe and use the code bonus box at checkout, you get the winter box for free.
Oh, wow.
So with your spring shipment, you'll get 2 boxes. You'll get the spring and the winter box, and the winter box, you get it for free, which is like a pretty big deal because the winter box is like $140 value.
Yeah.
But yeah, we found that we kind of have to step it up in terms of like promos, getting creative with our offering. We're looking at implementing a way to allow our members to choose one product. For now, that'll be one product per season, where they can have a choice in possibly color or flavor or scent, for example. Yeah, which is like I think it's a fun way to engage the customers and make them feel like they're part of it and they have a choice in what they're receiving.
Yeah, it kind of touches on like a trend I'm seeing, which is community, like building that community, right? Like people want to be part, not just receiving stuff from Little Life Box, they want to be part of that community. Do you guys do anything like Facebook groups or anything like that outside of like just the email flows?
I mean, we do, collaborations with brands, contests. But it's a lot of the standard social media. We have, our affiliates and stuff like that, but we haven't touched on Facebook groups just yet. It's something that I've always kept an eye on and thought, oh, should we do it? Should we not do it? But no, not yet. And it's something I think that's so important now, like just getting back to the customer and like the community and what people want and listening, because at the end of the day, you can do what you want or what you think is best, but nothing speaks as loud as the customer.
Yeah, you're right. But it's a fine line too, right? Because I always look at it this way, like we want to do more community oriented stuff. So they're part of the community, but at some point, some people like, sure, they're going to love that. And they're going to have your super fans and they're going to be always part of everything you do. But there's probably some that just like, just give me the stuff. I got too many things. I got too many emails already. I got too many different groups and I don't have time for this. So you don't want to bombard them. But I guess like if you give them the option, it's one thing, I guess. You could always have it like, it's a fine line. And I don't know if Facebook groups is the answer anymore, like the way like we were talking earlier. So I don't know what the answer is. Like if it's like we're going to be doing a podcast strictly for the members, trying to add value there. Since I got the stuff anyways, like we're just going to kind of once it's going to be a one show a month. It's going to be, and you're going to have access to it by being a member only. So it's going to be a private release. So, people listen to it or not, that's up to them, but we're going to so we always have like local makers come in our boxes. So we're going to feature that local maker as a featured company and just talk about their company. Cool. So people get to know behind the scenes, get to know us as the founders a bit better. It would be mostly Christine doing it, but I might pop in there, I guess, too. I don't know if people want to hear. So our box is for moms and babies. I don't know if they want the dad on there, but either way,
Christine, why not?
Sure, why not? But yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool to get behind the scenes. Like, oh, I received this product, from so and so company, and now I get to hear about their story or how they produce these things or whatever. So I think it's gonna be cool. It's just another way to. So those are things we're exploring. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. But also very inexpensive, and it's one of those things we don't care. We don't need to have millions of downloads and listens and push that because it's just an exclusive thing that basically costs us nothing, but adds a tremendous amount of value for certain members that are going to want it. So I think, these are things we have to, I think, kind of keep working on that.
And for your partners and suppliers too, it's great.
Yeah, it's
to have their story out there, and they're, more in depth on the makers of the products.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a long interview. It doesn't have to. I don't know, but it's just but it's gonna be one of those things where like now the makers are gonna have to be okay with it. And I'm sure they will. They're usually I'd say 99% of the makers, like they're small makers, so they're pounding the pavement with trade shows and different things anyway. So they're used to talking and they're used to kind of like selling, right? They have to, like whether it's on whatever avenue they're doing it. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Do you have any what's the other ideas other than like to community outreach? I'm kind of like stuck on the podcast and like things like locals, like those kind of platforms. What else are you seeing? Are you seeing anything else?
I mean, I haven't seen anything new aside from like, the things that I mentioned that are, the social media is obviously TikTok. Like I tried to stay away from it for so long, but it was like, kind of don't really have a choice at this point.
Yeah.
Not that we're super active on there, but I think it's another platform. I think the key is to test and then find what works for you. And it's not all about social media, like there's affiliates, influencer marketing, which is also another story. It's become more and more, not difficult because but I remember when it was just like you send your products and people talk about it, and unboxing and all that stuff. And now, well, it's another game. We have to have a budget for those influencers. And so, yeah, I would say like I love the idea of like doing lives on these platforms to be able to kind of talk to the people.
Have you been doing some lives?
I did for a bit, but it's just like lack of time, I think, right now. But I think it's a great thing for brands to do that, to be able to kind of show face, and just so important to like show behind the scenes and who's running the company. And yeah, like I think that's what it's all about now.
It's funny you say that because me and Christine had this conversation yesterday. I'm like, I'm starting to step up. I used to hate going on camera. That's why it took me almost 2 years to have a YouTube channel. Like, I just want to not have my face there. And I feel it's awkward or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so like lives, same thing with our company. And Christine's similar boat. I'm like, you need to start doing lives at least once a week. I think it's going to it's one of those things I think will help. Also, like you're talking about the algorithms with Instagram and Facebook, those things will help.
Yeah,
undoubtedly. But it's another way to, like you're talking about, to build that community where people get to see you more, get to know you more, get to, you're connecting with your tribe, with your people. So yeah, I think it's one of those things, got to get uncomfortable and do it,
Exactly.
and schedule time for it. So I think it's another key thing, right? So that's why we do, like with the locals, we do morning coffees, lives, we do happy hours, those kind of things on Friday afternoons. And people, that do show up do like it, and as we continue to grow, hopefully it gets some more traction. But you got to start putting in the reps and stay consistent with it, and hopefully people will kind of like start to fall in line. And if not, then you try something else, right? Like I think,
Exactly.
what's the runway though? I don't know. There's so much, there's only so many, so much bandwidth. You have a pretty big team with because correct me if I'm wrong, was it you and your mom who started the company?
Mm-hmm.
It was,
yeah. Yeah. And we're still like, it's just me, my mom, my dad, and we have a photographer. We have our fulfillment house that does all the boxes and shipping and all that. And then we have our e-commerce team as well, like developer consultants and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's still pretty lean, a lot of, consultants, freelancers.
Contract work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And my parents are really like running it. I'm the face kind of, which I honestly, same as you, like I wish we could hire people to be the face and have diversity and show other faces than just mine. My mom's not comfortable on camera, unfortunately. And so the easiest thing is to just grab my phone and,
do some
kind of be the brand ambassador of Little Life Box, if you will. But yeah, I'm there a little bit more step back now that we have people in e-commerce. And it's good, new ideas, new people. We've been doing this for 8 years. So it's like at one point you need help from people that know what they're doing in different industries that have different experiences to bring ideas to the table.
Are you talking about e-commerce as well for like marketing? Do you guys hire that out as well, marketing?
Yeah, exactly. So like running Facebook ads and stuff like that. I'm doing most of the organic stuff right now. But yeah, we have a team like doing all of our e-commerce stuff.
Do you want to give a shout out to your company? Who are you guys using in Montreal there? Is it in Montreal?
Yeah, it is in Montreal. And it was actually with a consultant, like a guy that I worked with. And I can't remember the name of
He does all the paid ad stuff?
Yeah. His name is Jean-Philippe Villot, and I can't remember his
Jean-Philippe what, sorry?
Jean-Philippe Villot.
Villot, like
yeah, Viau. And I can't remember the name of his company though. I think that he's recently just like launched it, like as an official, no longer as like him managing it, but like as a company name. Geez, I wish I could. Let me just find that. I feel like I need to find that.
Yeah. Well, the reason I like to ask is some people are always looking for Facebook ads help. I mean, if he's getting a good return for you, trusting a Facebook ads agency is a big thing because they all say they're the best at it, and most of them aren't, especially when it comes to subscription boxes. It's a different acquisition than just the one-off e-commerce, right? Like it's so different. It's so hard to get someone to subscribe. Like you gotta convince them that this is something they want to subscribe to. So there's obviously a higher acquisition cost. Are your acquisition costs maybe not as low as they were before all these algorithm changes, but are they somewhat more leveled off now? Are you seeing some success with Facebook ads again?
We're actually just starting. Like we are so, and it's not necessarily the good way to go. I think we've taken the last year to kind of reevaluate, like what we want to do, like revamping the website and all that, changing the putting the subscription, advancing it by a month. And so now we're just starting a new we just started with them actually. So I can't really say. Okay. I know that he's great. His team is great because I've worked with them in the past. Yeah. But for Little Life Box, we have yet to see. They did the website. They did an amazing job. And yeah, we'll have to see with Facebook. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing the results. I can't say that we haven't invested much in it. It's been a lot of word of mouth from us and affiliates marketing that we've spent most of our money on it. But I'm really excited to give it another try.
Yeah, we're similar. We pulled out after all this nonsense for a while there. Like basically for the last like Q3, 4, it was like, well, Q4 we went back into it, but it was like Q, I should say Q. Yeah, I don't know if it was Q. Somewhere's around this time last year, whenever it happened, we're like, what's happening to our acquisition costs? It was nonsense. So we were like, we
Yeah.
kept going for it, hoping it would just level off, and it just kept getting higher and higher. So we just
Mhm.
same thing. We were like, let's just pull out and let's just go back through influencers, affiliates, everything. Same thing as you, kind of go more the organic route.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's nice, but it's such a slower pace growth that we're like, we need to test this again. So we
Yeah.
just same thing. We kind of revamped our site a little bit as well. Remember we were talking about that, and
Yeah.
similarly, so I know like the type of work you were putting in, right, and your team, and it's like it's a ton revamping the site, but also revamping the offer. And what we're seeing, that's why your offer I was talking about, it's such a good offer. Like anytime you have a really good offer, I think it's going to help with the. So ultimately, everyone I've talked to so far this year in 2022 that's kicking ass with Facebook ads have an offer that's really good, and that's
Mhm.
something you got to test. So I think right now, um, well, I'll show, because I think last time I haven't shown my newly vamped site here. Let me just share my screen. I'll show you what we're
Yeah,
doing.
I'd love to see it. And by the way, I found the name of the company. It's Slingshot Design. If
Okay,
anybody's
cool.
interested.
So if you go to louisandleia.com, so we're selling
Oh,
the,
that's so cute.
yeah, so this is our site here. Let me just move this out of the way here. So similar to you, like we've changed it a little bit. We used to have like all that writing on the left, the pictures on the right, but we just kind of like went more mobile friendly. So like when
Hmm.
someone, because 80% of our people are using mobile, we know that.
Yeah.
So this is our gift that we're testing right now. So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes. We think it's a very aggressive gift, a very aggressive offer, and kind of going away from the free box offer, which we used to kind of do, which was our biggest winner of an offer in the past. But I think having something like this is going to be cool to see what the, and so far so good. Like, and plus adding the free shipping now.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll see. But this is our current offer, and I think you're going to get a higher quality customer because you're not discounting. Like I like what you said too. We're not discounting the box. Um, you know how it is. Profit margins are slim to begin with.
Yeah.
But with this baby monitor, it's not the cheapest one, but it's a good one, and I think it's gonna pay off in the end. So yeah, this is our current offer. So check it out,
That
folks.
seems great. It's like I'm not pregnant or expecting yet, but if I was, I'd be. That's a really cool. I'm actually just starting to think about like, do I have any friends that are pregnant right now?
Yeah, well, yeah, people love it because it's like, oh, I already have a baby monitor, but hold on, I can. This is a small compactable one, so people can bring it camping. They can bring it to their girlfriend, or they go for a walk to their girlfriend's house. And these are our little kiddos here. They're our little brand ambassadors.
Ah,
So we have
it's
four boys. I don't know if you knew that.
beautiful.
We just got a little girl since last time we talked. Her name is,
Congratulations.
thanks. Her name is Juliette, and she is literally always smiling like that. So yeah,
Oh,
Juliette is the best. And yeah, social proof, of course. And yeah, same thing. We've streamlined a bit cleaner too for like our even here, like we used to have like a ton of stuff in our menu, and we're just like, let's just keep it simple.
yeah, simplicity and like the least amount of clicks to check out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
and this is
best.
where we added the button here, give a gift, so that
Ah,
people
yeah.
know. So that's like, okay, if they're coming from the Facebook ads, we don't have another landing page separate for it, so they're going to be redirected here. They're going to
Hmm.
see, oh, they're going to see the camera again, because our ads are going to be all about the camera,
Hmm.
or they should say they are. We just got picture ones, but we're going to be having a video one. One of our influencers are doing our does our video stuff, and it's
Hmm.
just all we do is exchange product. So she gets the boxes for free. She also got a free baby monitor, and that's the exchange. She's making some cool videos that we're testing. So,
That's great.
so if you're out there and you're like, oh man, what kind of stuff should I do? And it's like, well, exchange your product for, um, talk to these people that find an influencer that you love her stuff, right? If she has wicked, or he or she has wicked reels like in your niche, and
Hmm.
this, most of the time they're happy to do it for you for just an exchange of product, right? Is
Yeah.
that kind of like the exchange you guys go, or do you guys pay above and beyond that?
We're not, the affiliate program that we have allows us to like, we can give commission on sales right now, but like we've always been customer focused, as I'm sure you are too. It's like at the end of the day, we want to keep our boxes affordable as possible for people. And like our box is, like I said, around the $45-$50 range, but we're providing $140 worth of value in the box. and free shipping, which we know between you and I is not free. We're absorbing the costs of shipping, which are huge in Canada.
It's massive. How big is your box there? Again, show me your, because that's the other thing. Quarterly boxes, it's going to be a bigger box, right? Because you're probably putting more stuff. So this is our tiny little.
Yeah, it looks about the same.
It's about
shipping label on it, but
yeah,
I can't close it. But.
Yeah, ours is around 9. It's just short of 963.
Yeah.
So
I think we're about the same.
We used to be quarterly and we went monthly, eh?
So I don't know if you knew
that. So we
how is that going for you? Like it's the change?
It's good. I think it's there's more. I like the cash flow, the monthly influx of cash flow. That was a big part of it. We just used surveys, to be honest. Like, and that's kind of what people were willing to do. They want, pay less, but monthly and get something every month with less stuff. So for us, it works good. We put in handmade stuff, so it's higher quality. Like, so we just go less stuff, but more of the quality's up there now. So we just go like, as opposed to like getting a box of like a ton of stuff that you'll never use.
Yeah.
Or that's cheap or like, sampley, and if you do that, no offense, but it's just like, that's not what our moms wanted. It's like, moms, we want it to be like we're not your cheapest box. We're a high quality box with stuff that supports, like our whole value proposition is you're supporting other small Canadian businesses by doing this. Like it's worked out well. To be honest, like our growth.
I find the concept amazing. I actually thought about that idea before, and like, it's great that you guys are doing it. It's such an amazing idea. Would you mind me just asking, like, so the monthly, so how does it work when someone wants to subscribe, say they want to like subscribe for a friend that's just gotten pregnant, like, is there like a timing thing on where they're at in their pregnancy, or if they've already had their baby, or is it just like they can subscribe at any time?
Yeah, basically it's a great question. And one day we'd like to have it more catered to exactly where they're at. But for right now, if you look at like, and we should maybe make this a little clearer, but from baby bump to baby's first birthday. So basically we target anyone who's expecting, but also new moms as well. So if we have moms that have a 4-month-old that come on board, right? And they share that with us. So yeah, essentially we'd love to get them at pregnancy so that they start. So for example, our influencer, she got the box. We got a hold of her because she actually subscribed, and Christine found her reels and they're amazing. And she got it at pregnancy, and she did exactly what kind of we were hopeful that our clients were doing, is that they start storing the stuff. So all the stuff you'll have is from stuff you'll need from baby bump to baby's first birthday. So essentially, if you get in at 6 months, your baby's 6 months, or you're 6 months pregnant, it's going to be good for you because you can use this stuff at some point. So it's tricky when it comes to the curation, because we got to make sure that, and again, we don't ask if it's a boy or girl. So like the stuff has to be like for either boy or girl, it's going to work, and it has to be good for any age. So sometimes people are like, oh, well, the little beanie we got is too big. It's like, but it's going to fit at some point.
At some point.
So at some point it'll fit it though. So yeah, the goal of course is to one day have it more curated once you have a bigger team. But right now it's just not doable. The tech would cost a fortune to develop. If you look at like some of our competitors, like Love Every, for example, and again, that's like seeing what FabFitFun is compared to you. That's like what Love Every is. Such a big company. We found out they have like something like 12 people just on their tech team that work full time. Wow. So yeah, you can go to Love Every and find out that you can pick. My child is 6 months old, or my child is 2 years old, and they have all these different things curated from that point on. That's the goal for now. This works, but yeah, it's very, it's a lot of work, and the curation takes a lot of work because, as you can imagine, it has to make sure all these items fit at any time. So yeah,
that's a great idea.
Well, thank you. Where do you want to go from here? Shipping. So I was gonna ask, what do you guys pay for shipping, if you don't mind me asking, on average? I'm sure you know your average cost of.
Yeah, I think the average right now is around 8 or 9.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah, but it's because we have a fulfillment house, so we're piggybacking on their rates.
Yeah,
which is what's bringing the cost down. But the cost, just for people to know, the reality is the cost is between, I would say, probably 7.58 to over $20.
Oh yeah.
Per shipment.
Yeah.
And
if you're lucky enough, what happened is funny. Like, I don't know how the Facebook ads algorithms work. We're finding most of our moms come from small towns, which is great. Like, we're from a small town. So I don't know if that's like this magnetic thing we're projecting, but the problem with that, as you might know, is our shipping. So that translates. So for whatever reason, we're not either. I don't know if it's the way we're doing our Facebook ads, and that's on me because I'm the one doing it. But we're going to start targeting more like Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto. And the reason for that is because it's cheaper to ship to major centers. You know how it is. Like, my box is shipped to, this beautiful little town in Newfoundland, cost me $22. It's like, right? So my average is actually $15 because we find that a lot of our stuff is rural, and it's just sure, we have some that are $7, $8, right? Like, those are the ones you want, but our average turns out to be $13 to $15, which is it's a lot to eat on every single box. Well, you know how it is. So people are, and if you're listening to this in the States, we are not exaggerating. It's legit that expensive. So
yeah, and if you were to charge that to the customer, then you're who's gonna buy? I mean, that's a hefty shipping fee, So we, as business owners, we have to adapt for the customer, and presenting free shipping. I find myself sometimes having to explain to people it's not free. Like, we're saying it's free because we don't want to charge you extra for it, but it's hidden. We're absorbing those costs. So if I'm paying $20 to ship your box and I'm charging you $45, and then I have to pay the people that are packing, the marketing for the Facebook ad, the products inside the box, everything, the box, everything. And then I have to give the commission to the affiliate that referred you, like all these things.
It's crazy.
And then I have to do a promotion to get you. So I'm offering 10% off, 15% off, or a bonus box. At the end of the day, we only have so much that we can play with. And I think that for people need to understand that it's a real problem for e-commerce businesses in Canada, especially for smaller companies, the shipping.
It's huge. Not even not to be over dramatic here. Like, I think Amazon, like, it's not even over dramatic to say, like, they almost killed small business. Like, we found a way. We used to let the customer pay for their own shipping. That had a high bounce rate from the checkout. You can see it right on something like Hotjar or whatever these apps you can use. It's like people would see the shipping, it's like, whoop, and we're out. It's like, oh man, like it costs, it's so much time or a lot of energy and a lot of resources to get someone to get to your site, let alone to the checkout. And then they see that. So then we went with a flat rate, and that wasn't much better. They still saw a flat rate, even though it was not, they were maybe seeing their $22 shipping cost. They were seeing a $9 flat rate. So we got scratched that. And again, had to reprice everything and offer free shipping. But the other thing to that is that we also had to then figure it out, which is our job, right? As entrepreneurs, how can we add more value to the box then on top of the products? And that's why we were going with the podcasts. And that's why we're going with like little cards, things that will not necessarily going to cost us much more, but that's going to be a fit for our clients. Or like, Christine's a graphic designer. So thank goodness she can do these things. So she put, there's cards in there now. So an additional print with a little, wooden holder that we make, so that you can put the prints on there. So just a wooden disc. We partnered with an amazing partner that makes these wooden discs that can be a photo prop every month. I don't know if I have one. Again, it's not going to cost us a lot, but the projected value on the print, for example, is like, $10. The projected value on those discs is $14.99. Now, it doesn't, obviously, it doesn't cost us that, but it's more value in the box. And that's, you got to figure it out. So I was always like, and I almost sound hypocritical because I was always saying, we can't do free shipping in Canada. I don't know how people do it. It's impossible. And because I was so stuck on leaving my price at, what it was, but we found a way, like, we'll raise the price. And it's funny, it came as a happy accent. So that same influencer I keep talking about, I'll just say her name. Her name is Jessie. We were on the phone call with her talking about this, stuff we're going to be doing for the next video. And she goes, I'm like, because we reimburse her. She's on the subscription. We just reimburse her. And then I'm like, how much do you pay anyways? And she's like, oh, we pay $50. And I'm like, no, you don't. In my head, I'm like, you pay $32.99. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what she would have subscribed to. A 12-month subscription was $32.99. So I'm in my head, I'm like, you pay $32.99, but she doesn't see that. What does she see? Every month she sees $50.
Yeah.
And she's okay with that, right? So I'm like, well, shoot, let's just charge $50 and put free shipping and add some value like we're just talking about. And so it kind of came as a happy accident. So now we're seeing what we're seeing, right? So all to say, sometimes, don't underprice yourselves, people, because there's, like you said, and that doesn't even talk about the cost from like recharge. You got to pay recharge, a small percentage. You got to pay Shopify.
Yeah, exactly.
Klaviyo or your email, whatever. It's nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hidden costs.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, let me just quickly check something. I want to see if there's any questions for you, because I had a live this morning. Oh, and you should check a cool article I saw on online queso. But good friend of the show, John Roman, he's the CEO at BattleBox. He writes these blogs once in a while. And if you're interested, I talked about 2 ways you can instantly generate. I just kind of went through his article and shared what he wrote, but what BattleBox doing. So what some of these big players are doing, they're looking at 2. So they found 2 ways to not have their customer service be a cost to them. So it's fresh in my mind. I just went over the article this morning on our Locals Live. So if you're interested to seeing that, these 2 ways, which anyone can do, trust me, and I go over that during the live, go to the subscriptionboxshow.locals.com, join for free and watch that live, and you'll see, or pay if you want to be a supporter, please. That really helps the show. This podcast is obviously not full-time, and it takes a lot of time and resources to put out this content for you. So I would appreciate if you guys could do that. Please head over and support the show. Anyways, if it's helped you in any way, you can become a free member or a paid member. But yeah, go check it out. It's a really cool article, and you should check it out too, Chelsea, on what he talks about for these 2 things. And I don't want to give it away because I want people to go check it out. So, but anyways, I was mentioning that I was going to be going on with you right away, and I want to just see if there's any questions. And if there's not, we'll just head over to the post-show wrap-up. So just give me 2 seconds here. So many apps on here. My goodness. Oh, and I should mention, the best way to be on Locals is through the app. Bar none. It's very simple to use. This is a guy that I follow. Like, it's just such a cool no-brainer to do the app. You get the notifications as well right away. You can, and they're not like annoying notifications that pop up all the time. It's only if I do a post, which is not that often. So switching up morning coffee. Just want to see if there's a. Okay, so there is no questions from that. I'm just gonna check the Facebook quick. Sorry. Feel free to say whatever you need to say, Chelsea, as I'm doing these checks here. Anything else you want to add? What else are you guys doing when it comes to growth?
Well, newsletter is a big one. I'm always going to be a big fan of newsletters.
Oh, cool.
Klaviyo is our platform right now.
Yeah.
We love it. And yeah, just testing a bunch of different ideas, like A/B testing different times, trying to figure out the best, formula for subject lines and visuals and flows as well. Like Klaviyo allows you to really do these abandoned cart flows, these browse abandonment flows, welcome messages, and really ways to maybe alert your customers automatically if their subscription's ending to resubscribe. So we haven't done all of those, implemented all of those yet. The team at Slingshot Design is going to be working on that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going to work to have all these automations rolling in the back end to really engage our customers with, hopefully added value.
Email is huge, right? Like, I think your success rate, and they talk about this, like having the customer service stuff. So maybe, maybe we'll dive into that a little bit more here. So let's use that. Let's save that for the post-show wrap-up, which is exclusive for members of Locals. So again, go to the subscriptionboxshow.locals.com to see the post-show wrap-up with me and Chelsea. if you've never seen one before, they're really cool. We just kind of banter about some stuff. We kind of deep dive into a specific subject and really kind of get some gold out of that for you. And we're going to be talking about emails and specifically about kind of those two things I was talking about that can really help, turn your customer service, whether that's your team or just you, into a profit center. So we'll talk about that on locals. Well, thanks for doing this, Chelsea. We're going to say goodbye to the listeners and to the viewers of YouTube, and stick around, head over to locals to watch our post-show wrap up. And if it's not there yet, it will be at some point. Usually the week of, so the episodes launch on Tuesday. Typically the post-show wrap up goes up on the Wednesday. So one day after. Maybe I should just do the same day, because people sometimes want to binge, right? They just heard about what we're talking about. They want to go. So yeah, I'm just convinced myself by saying this. I'm going to start getting more. I'll get on it more. So head over to locals, download the app too. Trust me, the app just works so much better. It's frustrating. So my wife, she does not have the app. And the only reason is because she uses an iPhone. I'm an Android guy. I'm a PC guy. She is an Apple everything because she's a graphic designer. So they need to use Apple.
Yeah.
It's just, excuse me. But her dumb iPhones never have any room for anything. And she's like paying for cloud storage. And I'm like, you're paying for all this storage and you still never have it. So she can't even download the stupid app. So she has to go to her computer or go through the browser to locals. And it's such a pain because she doesn't get the notifications. I'm like, is it working? Because we're still new to the locals. I'm like, did you get the notification? Like, I don't know. So I can't even use her as a testing sounding board. But
so the app is better.
The app is better. So download the app. Anyways, okay, cool. So thanks for doing this. We'll say goodbye for now. And to reach yourself for everyone listening and watching, what's the best way to get a hold of Chelsea Brennan?
I would say the best way, well, I'm on LinkedIn, but I would say the best way is probably through Little Life Box. And I'll just say that the most active platform right now is Instagram, also on our website too. You can totally reach out.
Yeah, littlelifebox.com. And it's just at Little Life Box for Instagram.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for doing this. And for the rest of you, we'll see you on the flip side on the post-show wrap-up. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.